Welcome back to the Great Wellness Reset, where we step back from the noise and look at what actually works when it comes to long-term health. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jessica. And today we're diving into something that I think a lot of people misunderstand: immune health. More specifically, the difference between daily immune support and those last-minute emergency supplements we all reach for when we start feeling run down.
Yeah, because every year it's the same pattern. Someone in your house gets sick, or you feel that little tickle in your throat, and suddenly you're Googling how to boost my immune system fast.
Exactly. The word boost gets thrown around constantly. But here's the thing. Your immune system isn't a muscle you just crank up to max intensity. It's not a caffeine button.
Right. And in many cases, trying to boost it misses the entire point. The immune system doesn't need boosting, it needs balance. It needs to respond when necessary, and then, just as importantly, it needs to stand down when the job is done.
That's such an important distinction. A healthy immune system isn't one that's constantly firing on all cylinders. It's one that knows when to activate and when to calm down. That balance is what creates resilience.
And that's where daily support becomes so much more important than emergency reactions. By the time you feel symptoms, your immune system has already been working hard for days behind the scenes.
Exactly. Once you notice fatigue or congestion, immune cells have already been activated. Inflammatory signals are already circulating. Nutrient demand has already increased. So if your baseline nutrition isn't solid, your system is playing catch-up.
And one of the minerals that plays a major role in that baseline support is zinc. Not because it's trendy, but because it's foundational.
Zinc supports hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the body. It influences immune cell development. It helps regulate inflammatory signaling. It supports the structural integrity of your epithelial barriers, your skin, your respiratory lining, your gut lining.
And those barriers are your first line of defense. Before immune cells even need to respond, your body relies on intact physical barriers to prevent problems in the first place.
That's what I think people miss. Immune readiness isn't about aggressive response. It's about preparedness. It's about smooth communication between cells. It's about efficiency.
Let's talk about that communication piece for a minute, because the immune system is really a signaling network. Cells are constantly sending chemical messages back and forth.
Cytokines, regulatory signals, gene expression changes. It's complex. Zinc actually acts as a signaling molecule itself. Without adequate zinc, that communication becomes less efficient.
And inefficiency doesn't always show up as dramatic illness. Sometimes it's subtle. Maybe recovery takes longer. Maybe inflammation lingers a little too long. Maybe you feel run down more often than you should.
That's why waiting until you're sick to think about zinc isn't the best strategy. It's like ignoring routine car maintenance and then pouring in additives after the engine light turns on.
Great analogy. Immune resilience is built in the quiet, everyday habits, not in the panic purchases.
And seasonal transitions are a perfect example of when daily support matters. We think about winter, but spring brings pollen, allergens, schedule changes, more social exposure. Your immune system has to adapt.
Adaptation requires resources, and zinc helps support that adaptive capacity, especially in terms of inflammatory balance and barrier integrity.
Which brings us to consistency. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't stick with supplement routines.
Pill fatigue is real.
It really is. Multiple capsules, big tablets, it becomes one more chore. That's why delivery format can matter. Liquid supplements, for example, can simplify the routine. They're easier for many people to take and can improve compliance.
And compliance is what drives results, not perfection, not megadoses, just consistency.
Exactly. You don't need extreme spikes. You need steady intake. Zinc isn't stored in massive reserves in the body, so regular intake supports ongoing immune function.
All right, let's pause for just a moment. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation about daily immune support and why reactive supplementation might be holding you back.
If you're looking to support your immune system consistently, Wellness One Zinc is a liquid mineral designed to help maintain daily immune readiness. Zinc plays a critical role in immune cell communication, barrier integrity, and overall immune balance. You can find Wellness One Zinc at procell.com/wellness1 or search Wellness One Liquid Zinc on Amazon. Year-round daily support matters.
All right, we're back. So we've talked about balance, communication, and consistency. But I want to address something else, the psychological side of reactive health.
You mean the cycle?
Yes, the cycle where you feel fine, so you stop taking supportive nutrients. Life gets busy. Sleep drops, stress rises, diet quality slips. Then symptoms appear, and suddenly you're scrambling.
It's the start-stop pattern.
Exactly. And that pattern makes it difficult to build true resilience. Immune health isn't a seasonal hobby. It's a daily infrastructure.
Infrastructure, I like that word. Because zinc isn't flashy, it's structural. It supports the architecture of immune function.
Barrier integrity, gene expression, cellular repair, inflammatory regulation. It's foundational support.
And when those systems are supported daily, you reduce the need for emergency thinking.
Which brings us back to the word boost. Boosting implies force. Supporting implies stability.
And stability wins long term.
Every time.
So if you take one thing away from today's episode, let it be this. Immune wellness is not reactive. It's built quietly, steadily, and consistently.
Daily nutrition, adequate sleep, stress management, micronutrient sufficiency. Those are the levers that actually move the needle.
And zinc is one of the most reliable foundations in that equation.
Not because it's a magic bullet, but because it supports how the immune system is designed to function.
If this episode helped reframe how you think about immune health, share it with someone who might need a more balanced perspective.
And be sure to follow the Great Wellness Reset so you don't miss future conversations like this one.
You can also visit greatwellnessreset.com for more science-backed articles and resources on building long-term health from the inside out.
Thanks for spending time with us today.
Stay consistent and balance your immune system response year-round. We'll see you next time.